everyone, this is Jen. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making this piggy bank card, and we're going to actually go to the Cricut and cut out the pig. I'm going to show you how I designed or how I got to this place to cut out the pig. I do most of my Cricut work on my iPad. So what I have done is currently I do not have a Design Space membership, so I have in the past, I don't have now. So if you want to use Design Space and you want to incorporate images without paying for them, then you have to download them into the program. So what I do is I just go into my search engine, whatever it be, and I would search for what I wanted. So I just searched for a piggy bank, and I went and I found it, and then I saved it to my photos. Then I go back into my Cricut Design Space, and if we start a new project, I'm going to go ahead and replace this one. Start a new project. We're going to upload, select from photo library. I'm going to grab my recents. I'm going to grab this piggy bank just like this. So then I had to do some removing of things. Now, if there is already an image in Design Space that you want to use and you want to pay for it, go right ahead. But I did not want to do that. So this is how I got to the piggy bank. I cropped the image as much as I could. And then I did that. So then I will remove. I hit remove down here. And I'm going to just hit around the pig. Now, because there was the checkerboard design behind it, up here in the corner, this is what the project currently looks like. So I don't want the checkered board around it. So what I do is I go to erase, and you can decide how big of an eraser mark you want. Then you just take your finger and you go through and you start erasing all of the negative around it that you don't want. Okay, so after you do all that, you'll end up with your image in this corner up here to let you know what your image looks like at that time. So when you hit next, this is what it would look like. So originally when I did it, I had cleaned up all of this mess, and then I hit despeckle down here, and it took out all the other little features around the outside that I hadn't gotten to yet. Now, what's important, I guess, is this little bitty sliver at the top is this opening to put the dollar or the money in. So you'll want to make sure that you get that cut out as well. So if you go to remove and you just click on that little area, you'll see that it brings it up in your image. So you want to make sure that little cutout is there when you when you're doing your project. The eye you don't need unless you want it for some reason, but I didn't want it, so I didn't have that as a cutout. So then you'll just hit next, and then you'll get to this point where you can save your project. Now I'm not going to save this one because I've already edited it. I have edited it previously, and I don't need to do it again. So I am going to just keep on going back, and I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to discard my changes. So I'm going to go back in and grab this from my saved projects, and then I'm going to hit make it because I've got all my sizes determined and everything. Now, what I did was when I went into Design Space and I had my pig, I made one. I set my size, and I made one just a tiny bit bigger so that I could have one on the back that was like the black part. So the black part and the pink part are the exact same thing. It's just the black one is a little bit bigger, obviously. Now, it doesn't line up exactly. The tail doesn't line up exactly, and this back foot doesn't line up exactly, but for the most part, it looks really good, and I liked it, so I didn't fuss with it anymore. So I'm just going to line up my black piece on my Cricut mat. I'm going to zoom back out on my camera here. There we go. That's too much. There we go. So I'm going to line up my pieces on my Cricut mat, and I did this on purpose. You can space your images out however you need them to be, especially if you're going to use two different colors of paper or multiple colors of paper. Okay, so I have this set. I'm going to go ahead and send this over to my Cricut machine. I'm going to cut it out, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back. So we're all cut out. This is the black one. This is the pink one. Obviously, you can make them in whatever color you wanted to. If you wanted to mix up the colors a little bit, I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, so these are our 2 pieces. We're done with the cutting as of right now. I'm gonna bring in my card pieces. So we have a piece of white paper, white cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5. On the 8.5-inch side, I'm gonna score it 4 1/4. So just like that. You wouldn't have to score it. You could always just fold it in half if you don't have one of these scoreboards. And there was a little something on my cardstock. I don't know what it was, but we're going to cover that up with a mat, so I don't care. All right, so I went to my paper pads and I found some papers that would match or go with our little piggy bank. So I'm just going to take this piece and throw some adhesive down. Use whatever you want, whether it be dry adhesive, glue, wet glue, whatever. Go ahead and just center that up on our piece. So this is your card. Then we're going to take our black pig. You can have him facing either way, doesn't matter. I'm going to have him facing to the right. And for this, I'm just going to use regular adhesive. Let me go ahead and just try to make sure I get all the little important parts, like his ear and his nose. I don't want those pieces flying up. Okay, and we'll just try to center up the pig here and put him down like that. Now on this pink part, we want to lift it up a little bit so that we can get our money in there, right? So to do that, I'm using foam tape. This is just double-sided foam tape, and you have to allow room for the money to come in. So what I did was I just put a strip of this on this side and then laid down a strip on the other side. Just like that. Then I just took a few smaller pieces and put them where I thought I needed them. That's probably good enough. I mean, yeah, we're going to say that's good. All right. So I'm going to remove the backing of this tape. And I had a little piece kind of sticking out down here, so I'll just fold it in a little bit. So then we'll just line this up on the black pig. That's pretty good. Stick it down. Okay, I have lost a few of my pieces. Okay, here we go. So I had these little wiggly eyes in my stash. So I put a blue one on that one. I'm going to put a yellow one on this one. And if you wanted to put some kind of greeting or something out here, you could do, you know, you could embellish it however you wanted. I used this clear stamp for the inside and then just matted around. I stamped it on white paper, cut it out, and then just matted it to a black piece so that it could have kind of stood out a little bit more on the inside. And then the money will have to be folded up in half again, and then in half again. And then you can just slide it down in there. Just like that. So if you wanted to send this card in the mail, you could, because it's just a regular card size, so you could do that. I will probably hot glue my eyeball on here in a second. But that is the card that I made. I thought it was pretty cute. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.